morning. Welcome to Seoul. Thank you so much for joining me today on today's episode of You Won't Get Anywhere with a Bike in LA. Now, that is inspired by a line from a song that I recently discovered. Thank you, Spotify Discover Weekly. And I cannot stop thinking about it. The song is called Bike in LA by Rikas. Beautiful song, highly recommend. Quite catchy and funny, fun, very summer. And one particular lyric stood out to me. You won't get anywhere with a bike in LA. Simple, right? But also kind of profound. Because if you're someone who loves a bike ride, the breezy, easy, short distance, local cafe kind of life, chances are you're not going to feel fulfilled in a place that's built for highways, traffic, or long distances. And of course, I'm not just talking about bicycles or Los Angeles. That is also a metaphor for life. Whether it's a job, a relationship, a city, a degree, your studies, if you constantly have to mold yourself just to belong or move forward, then maybe it's not meant for you. And that's not a failure. That's not rejection. That's redirection. Now, don't get me wrong. Growth is different from morphing. If you've got habits to improve, like gossiping or procrastinating, and someone gently calls you in or calls you out on it, especially a close friend, that's a good thing. That's growing. We all need that. We need someone to call us out nicely. But when you're asked to become someone you're not, to silence what you love, to give up parts of yourself just to make something fit, take a step back, ask yourself, is this LA, and am I trying to paddle through with my bike and a dream? And listen, sometimes we do change. Maybe you are all about the bike riding in Amsterdam, down the canal, right? Floating, vibing, enjoying that a lot. But you move to LA and you realize you also love driving. That's really cool. That's beautiful and it's evolution. But if you try and you still find yourself yearning for the quiet town, the small town city-like neighborhood vibe, then you know. So let this be your gentle reminder. If something doesn't fit, it's not you. Maybe it's the place, maybe it's the people, maybe it's the setup. Maybe you were never meant to be biking through LA in the first place. And I know I talked about this a little bit earlier, probably one of my first episodes that talked about rejection, where one of the examples I gave was if you are applying for a job in, let's say, finance or at a law firm, and you really, really want to get the job, but you don't, and you feel really bad and you think, why am I not getting the job? Is it me? Is something wrong with me? But in an alternate universe, maybe you did get the job and you realized the people are not at all like you. And not to the extent that you actually feel inspired to be more like them, but rather you feel like you really are not in the right place. Like this is not at all what you wanted. You really don't like the job. You really don't like the major that you picked. You really don't like whatever it is that you're doing. Then, again, that rejection is definitely a redirection to something that's better. So when we're making choices in life, sometimes we also need to remember who we are. What are we open to discovering more about, right? Do we realize that, I love a bike, but I also love driving? But other times, could just be that you're meant for somewhere else, somewhere that lets you ride free. Now, I remind you that learning about ourselves is also a journey. That means we also do that step by step, day by day. Thank you very much for joining me. Happy bike riding, happy driving, happy walking. I'm a big fan of walking. If I live somewhere that I can't walk, I tried moving to Dubai at some point and I realized, oh my goodness, I can never walk in the city. It is not for me. So yeah, food for thought for the week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week on Seoul.